we look at a question from the GCE paper 2023 paper 2 on probability. So this is the question that came, and it reads: a girl has 7 green apples and 6 red apples in a bag. She picks one apple at random from the bag and eats it. She then picks another apple and eats it. The first part is draw a tree diagram to illustrate all the possible outcomes. Then the second part, what is the probability that the first apple eaten was green? Okay, so our answer will be as follows. Number 1, the tree diagram. So if you look at what we have here, we have 7 green apples, and then we have 6 red apples. So if we add, that simply means she has all in all 13 apples. So we can say the number of elements in the sample space is 13. Now our tree diagram will be like this. Since she's eating, it means the apples are being selected without replacement. Because once she eats, then it can no longer be taken back. So we'll do this. The colors that we have are green and red. So we'll have green here, then red there. Now the probability of picking a green apple from this bag. The green apples are 7, so it is 7 out of a total of 13. So that is the probability. And then the probability of picking a red apple is 6 out of 13. Now, if we are saying this is the first pick or first selection, then the second selection, there are again options. Either the first one or the second one can be green, and then it's also possible that the second one can be red when the first one was green. So we have green here and we have red here. So if the first one to be picked was green, the probability that the next one to be picked will also be green, will simply say how many green apples are left in the bag. And you realize since one was picked, there are now 6 out of a total of 12. So the total also reduces. So we have 6 over 12 here. If that does not happen, the probability that the second one will be red. If the first one to be picked was green, then we are saying the red ones are intact, they are still 6. However, the total has reduced to 12 because a green one was picked. So we simply say 6 out of 12. We'll put it there. Now, if whatever has happened there has not happened, we assume it has not happened. There is also another possibility that the first one can be red, and then the next one will also be red. So let me write green here and then red here. Alright, so if the first was red, the probability that the next one will also be red will be 5 out of 12. Why 5 out of 12 is because the red one has already been picked, so there are now 5 red ones remaining, and therefore the total is also 12 that is remaining. Then if this does not happen, the other option, if the first is red, could be a green one. So if the first was red, the probability that the next will be green, it will be 7 out of 12, because we are assuming that all the 7 green ones are still intact. So 7 out of 12. So this is our tree diagram. And then the second part, what is the probability that the first apple eaten was green? First apple eaten was green. There are 2 options here. So it's either the first is green and then the second will be green, or the first is green and the second is red. So those are the 2. So to answer the second part, probability that first apple eaten was green. First apple let me just say first apple green will be equal to probability that the first is green and the second is green, or probability that the first is green and the second is red. So because of the two options, that's why we are adding. And so this will give us 7/13 times 6/12 plus 7/13 times 6/12, like that. Okay, so we know this one, that's 1, then there are 2, and that gives us 7/26, meaning even this side it will be 7/26. And if we add this and that, we are getting 14/26. If we simplify it, that is 2 there, 7/13. So this is our answer. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe, like, and share.